What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Today we're going to focus in on a hypothetical hockey alternative universe category. What the grand scheme of things would look like if the Boston Bruins had acquired Jeremy Roenick from the Chicago Blackhawks when he got traded to Phoenix in '96. Obviously, at that time, JR was one of the preeminent superstars in the league, coming off a 67-point performance in 66 games in the '95-'96 season, in which he also put up 109 penalty minutes. Roenick is the only player in history of the NHL to lead his team in goals, assists, points, and penalty minutes in more than in multiple seasons. When he did that in Phoenix, did it twice. When he got traded to the desert. You look at where the Boston Bruins stood, and JR's a homegrown kid from Marshfield. The Bruins have never really had a homegrown superstar like Montreal with Beliveau, with Richard, with the various francophone superstars they've had over the years. And you look at the Bruins. Really haven't had a lot of Massachusetts players over the years. Mike Mordo, Bobby Allen, Bobby Carpenter played for them a little bit forever and a day ago, and that's really it. And you look at during this time in the mid '90s, Massachusetts hockey was at an all-time high in terms of sending guys to the NHL. You look at JR, you look at Amonte, you look at Chuck, a few other ones. Barrasso won 2 cups. Was it Stanton from Weymouth, and CM won 2 cups with Pittsburgh. The '90s were glory days for Massachusetts hockey, and had they acquired Roenick, who was the preeminent superstar of those guys, the game would have changed. If you look at Massachusetts between 2006, say 2004 and 2009, the hockey players they were producing were subpar. You look at starting in 2009 with Chris Kreider going in the first round to the New York Rangers. The next year in 2010, having Kevin Hayes go in the second round, in the first round, having Charlie Coyle go in the first round, and the great run of success they've been having lately. Really back on track, and I think in a few years, God willing, it'll be like it was in the '90s. But you look at if the Bruins made the deal for Roenick, it would have probably cost them some package consisting of Joseph Stumple, Sean Bates, Sean Brown, who was another Massachusetts player, Bates, Kyle McLaren, Jonathan Aiken. Someone you start with that in a first-round pick. Now the '96-'97 season, which would have been Roenick's first in Boston, had the trade gone down, the Bruins missed the playoffs the first time in a long time under coach Steve Gasper. They were 26, 47, and 9, very awful. Roenick would have improved them a little bit, but I think they still would finish out of the playoffs. They got the number 1 pick that year and drafted Joe Thornton. They wouldn't have had that pick. That would be Chicago's, and it'd be a little bit higher. But I think because of the trade with Hartford, they would have had the pick that brought them Samsonov. And you look going forward, the next year they do make the playoffs under Pat Burns, with Roenick, with a young superstar in Samsonov, with a young superstar in Allison, and they got some goaltending, and Ray Bourque, kind of entering the back nine of his career. That could have been a team that did some work. Made a few playoff runs in the Eastern Conference, and that'd be pretty cool. And Roenick was the style of player the Bruins like. He brought the sandpaper. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he had the tenacity and the feistiness that we see all the time on NBC Sports Network. But something to think about. Obviously, I think more kids from Massachusetts would have been playing, because knowing that there's one of their own out there playing for the Bruins. Every kid in Massachusetts ever played hockey, New England for that matter, dreams of, and there's JR living it. And obviously he had a ton of success in the NHL, and for my money, he's a Hall of Famer with 513 career goals. But hopefully the Hockey Hall of Fame sees him fit to be inducted. That's all I got on this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Jeremy Roenick was acquired by the Boston Bruins in 1996. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the offseason, lockout, and beyond. Later, guys.